So hello guys, welcome to this React Learning session. And in this session, we are going to see how to use effect hook to run the cleanup code in a React function-based component. So guys, as you guys are aware about, the component will unmount method is used in a class-based component to write the cleanup code. Mm. But if you want to mimic that behavior inside the function-based component, so how can we do that? So React community has provided a, a hook, that is React use effect hook, which allows us to return the one function from function, and which will serve as a cleanup purpose. So any code we want to write for the releasing the resources, or releasing the resources, that code will go in that function. So to show you that through the example, I will take one example. So before that, I want to tell you that why to use this component will unmount method. So component will unmount method is used for releasing the resources. Like when we are writing the code, that time we may add some subscription to our code, or add some event listener, or we add some timers or intervals. So every time we add those code, so we must release those code as well, or we can release those resources as well. Like let's take an example of set timeout, or set interval, or we can say, uh, let's take an example of add event listener. So we are adding a event listener at the time of, when our component is mounting inside the DOM. So what the good practice is to release the resources, or we can say subscription or event listener or timer, when our component is going to unmount from the DOM. So to release those resources, we must use a one method, that is component will unmount method in a class based component. But in a function based component, we can use a hook, that is use effect hook, and we can return a one function from that use effect, which will be serves as a cleanup code. So to show that through the example, I will take a one use case where what I am doing, I have created one counter. I have created one timer, and in this timer function component, what I am doing, uh, i will I will take a one counter variable, and I will update that counter variable every second. To show that, let's quickly create the uh, counter variable. So for that, I might require the use effect. So use effect and use state. So let's take it use state, or import first. Import use state, comma, use effect from React library. Okay, so we have taken the use state and use effect from the React library. Now what we want to create, we want to create the timer. We want to create a counter state. So let's create it quickly. So counter, and second one is a setter function for that, that is set counter. Okay, set counter, and I'm taking it from use effect. Sorry, use state. Initialize, I will initialize with that 0, with it 0. Now I want to use the one use effect. So use effect, and here I am adding one blank dependency to the use effect, so that my effect will run only once, that is when my component is mounted first time inside the DOM. So what I want to do, I want to update the counter variable every second. So to do that, what I will use the set interval, which is a browser API. So I can use that. So here I am adding one arrow function, and here we need to give the number of milliseconds. So I am giving the 1000 milliseconds, as I want to run, or I want to update my counter variable, or increase my counter variable every second. So set counter now. Here I am again passing the one arrow function. Here C and C plus 1. Now what I have done, I have incremented my counter variable every second. Now you can see. Now let's print our counter variable inside our JSX. Okay. So to print that, we'll go here. Now Now you can see, and also I have created one wrapper component, and in that wrapper component I have taken display and display as a state variable, and that display and one button also I have taken, and on click of that button what I am doing, I am toggling the display. That is by default the variable display variables value is a true. So if it is true, it will show the timer function, and if it is false, it will not show the timer function. Okay, and I have added this wrap. Let's quickly add this wrapper component inside our app component. Okay, let's quickly do this. We have imported. Okay, no problem. Now let's run our code. Now you can see. Now you can see our counter application is ready and it is running on every second. Every second it is incrementing my counter value by one. So now you can see. Now if I click on the display or toggle display, it should uh, it should remove my component from the DOM. Okay, now you can see it has removed my component from the DOM. But what about the resources that we have allocated at the time of mounting our component inside the DOM? That is, we have at the time of mounting, what we have created is we have created the set interval function, but we have not released that interval. So that so so to release that interval, we must release that interval using the use effect cleanup function. So how to write a code for cleanup function in a use effect? So to write the cleanup code inside the use effect, use effect is returning the one. We can return the one function from the use effect, that is in this way, return. So this so this function will be served as a cleanup code or a cleanup function. We can say whatever the cleanup code will go here. So now we can see, if I so we, what is our goal is to, our goal is to clear the interval. So to clear the interval, let's take a one variable, that is int interval, and put our set interval into this interval, and we can clear that interval using clear interval function. We can pass the time interval here, and what it will do, when our component is going to unmount, that time this function will be getting called, and our uh, what this function will do, it will clear the interval. So to show that, I will write a one alert here, that is unmounting component. Okay, now you can see, now you can see, first time it has called. Now next time it is incrementing my timer every second. So now if I click on the toggle display, now you can see, if I click on the toggle display, it will show the alert, and it will unmount my component from the DOM, and at the same time my cleanup code will run, and it will clear that timer what we have, or interval that we have created inside the use effect hook. So I'm clicking on the toggle display button. Now closely observe. Now I can see component unmounting component alert is called. Now this means that we have we have successfully clear the interval using the cleanup function provided by the use effect. So this was all about the use effect cleanup function. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Thank you.